Got Mike just up there swimming. So bad news is I'm probably not going to be able to go to the Patriots game with you.
Why?
I don't think my knee's going to feel okay like walking in like sitting all day, dude.
This fucking clown.
I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you, face to face essentially to be like, hey, but yeah, dude, it's fucking.
I'll just find someone else.
Yeah, I was gonna say take the wife.
I'm all set.
She listens to us, right?
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Hey, by the way, I just want on the record. I said take you because I'm physically unable to perform.
Go scalp a ticket at the game.
I'm gonna go and just have a 2-seat comfort game.
That's not a bad move either. Not you just being like, all right, listen, I'm gonna get blackout drunk today. None of you are gonna bother me.
I think we got to we have to hire a fourth, a man in the streets, as it were.
Yes.
a Brian Fantana.
Brian Fantana.
To ask people questions at the Patriots game.
Yeah. I just I was thinking about it, and because you walk a lot, and I'm like, dude, my knee is gonna feel like a fucking balloon if I do that to myself.
Yeah, because that's not that far away.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm watching this Bama Texas game right now, 10-10. Pretty interesting.
I'm gonna need a 6-foot cup snake out of you, Nick.
Oh, by yourself, just in the crowd.
I'll do that easy.
Well,
did they even give cups at? Yeah, they got draft. Yeah.
Remember when they cut us off?
Yeah. At halftime.
At halftime, but remember when we went back and we sat in the lower bowl?
Yeah.
You don't get cut off until the end of the third quarter. And I was like, these guys at Gillette, hey, the poor's up there. You got to cut them off quick. But the people down
cut
here,
them off.
They're classy. That shit was funny. Because I remember we went and got beers in the third quarter and we were like, wait a second.
Yeah, they cut us. And not only did they cut us off, but the line we were already in for 15 minutes, they cut the line off.
Yeah. I was
like, are you fucking kidding me?
For real.
Maybe they ran out of beer.
There's no fucking shot.
Physically
Gillette Stadium's running out of beer.
Yeah. Legitimately physically impossible. But it's good about your roof, by the way. It's only 2 feet around the chimney instead of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Not trying to drop it. $18,000.
Yeah. Mike, might need to learn how to swim up. Bryce Young just got sacked for a safety.
Buy some floaties, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. Texas.
Not my height.
So we're doing a Popcast today. I didn't do my homework on Lord of the Rings, so you guys are gonna have to talk about that.
There's not much to talk about.
I got 20 minutes into the first episode, and I was like, "This is good," but I'm about to fall asleep, so I changed.
It is good.
So it's something to look forward to. No intro from Murph this week. This is a podcast. This isn't sports this week, so no intro.
Yeah.
Morgan, what do you think of it? I know. Obviously,
Can we splice this with "Pop" by NSYNC?
Pop. There you go. That's a splice. I thought you said you were done drinking. What's going on, huh?
I'm on vacation. It's a special occasion.
Oh, that's funny.
I did it for the fantasy draft and today.
Fantasy draft is definitely a special occasion.
Yep.
Did they just call a flag on that safety? Sorry, I'm distracted. They called a late hit on 93.
On a safety where you hit the quarterback?
No, the guy had him pulled down, and then 93 hit him late.
So it's still safety. That's
hit him late. Nah. I think they're giving them a 1st and 10.
That's so dumb.
I love it. All right. Anyway, sorry. I'll stop distracting.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
The Rings of Power.
Rings of Power on Amazon. The $1 billion show is what they're calling it, right?
I think it's the largest budgeted show
440 million
ever.
I know Hugo Weaving got 82 million to be in 2 episodes. Bag chaser. Because he didn't want to do it, and they were like, all right, how much money is it going to cost for you to be in this fucking show, man?
That's crazy.
Money is no question here. Whatever you want.
It's got Jeff Bezos behind the helm, so
that's true.
I guess I read he has a little bit of an input.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see that? There's that quote. His son was told him like to his face, like, don't fuck this up because his son's like a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well done.
Yeah, his son's like,
Imagine
don't fuck
saying
this
that
up.
for like one of the richest dudes in the world who's your dad and just goes, don't fuck it up, dude.
Yeah.
Because there is source material on this, right? Because it's the second age.
Yeah. If you're bigger into the books, like it gets into like the Silmarillion is,
Mhm.
I think, before this.
Okay.
This is in that middle gap between that and what is Lord of the Rings was the third.
Yeah.
And this is before The Hobbit,
Yes.
because this is like, I don't know, like 400 years.
Oh,
Or
it's
something
way
like that.
earlier- Way earlier than that.
Like, because like Galadriel is young
Yeah.
and Elrond is young.
Yeah.
So it's quite some time.
This show is gonna lead into the Great War
Yeah.
with Sauron.
Yeah,
What's
that scene that you see
sick.
Elrond fighting him when they eventually cut the ring
Oh,
off,
yeah.
I think it'll lead into that. Yeah.
With
That'd be
Isildur.
sick.
Pretty good so far.
And then the human going, throw it, cast it in the volcano. No.
Yeah. He
That's
just
Nick
says
with
no.
that's what Nick with his beer.
Yeah.
Cast it into the volcano. Oh.
I like the people so far that they've chosen to play everybody. Galadriel, they made her kind of like a, I don't know. She's like pretty gung ho in the show, whereas she's a lot more reserved later when she's like the Lady of the Woods. But pretty good so far.
The cinematics and just how they filmed it is gorgeous.
I will say in the first like few minutes where you see her brother get killed or whatever or die, like that scene of the friggin' thing taking down the eagle, I was like, holy shit.
And not trying to shit on it because we'll touch on it anyway because it's part of this. But like, it makes House of Dragon look like a fucking high school play.
Sure does.
Like,
Oh, come on, come on.
like
House of Dragon.
it's as far as visually,
Sure.
it's so far beyond what Game of Thrones is capable of.
Is
Story for Game of Thrones might be a little bit better. It's definitely, I think the pacing is definitely better. This is a little more slower, but if you're into Lord of the Rings and shit like that, it's all
I
about
was
being
just saying
slow pace.
because I love like The Fellowship's one of my favorite Lord of the Rings movies.
I think it's the best one personally.
and it's just the story and how they get all the character development and everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, and again, like previous Game of Thrones seasons is kind of that on like a larger scale with more characters.
yeah.
But pacing in Lord of the Rings is usually slower.
Oh god.
But for
I'm
it to
fine
be
with it.
season one and all the hype around it for everything, like it was like the biggest budgeted TV show ever. It hasn't disappointed.
No, like I definitely didn't go into this with the same like take Obi-Wan for example or Kenobi.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't see this as that was where like I was kind of disappointed in that show. Like I was like all right, to jump ahead for a bit because it's related. Like Andor is coming out, the Rogue One spinoff. The production quality in that looks way better than it did in Obi-Wan. It looks like a
crazy.
movie.
But yeah, which is crazy, right? Like,
Obi-Wan looks like a TV show to me.
Well, Obi-Wan they just did because they knew they'd get viewers.
They're gonna get
Just off
viewers.
Nostalgia.
Although that one scene where they fight, where Anakin's face is half Darth Vader and half him, and
Yeah,
it
it
goes
was
in and out of the voice.
pretty
That's worth the whole show.
That's
Incredible.
pretty much
that scene is so good.
It was like I didn't really care for most of that show. It was worth watching it for that like 2.5 minutes alone.
You
Bro.
didn't, Anakin. I did.
Yeah,
Like
it was incredible.
dude, it was so good. And just like him like referring to him as master as he like buries him. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, like are you like because you could like still like see like obviously Anakin was like still in there to a degree. And
Well, I
like
think that's why they used like his voice fluctuating in and out. Is
Fluctuating.
just like almost him trying. It's almost like him trying to get out.
yeah, but it's also like the official like I don't know, like in quotation marks death of Anakin per se. You know what I mean?
That's the
Like,
end.
Yeah.
Like
like-
there's not like there's almost nothing left of him inside there after that.
No, exactly.
Can't wait for season 2.
Yeah,
God, I wonder what they're gonna do.
I don't know what they're gonna do. But to go back to what we were saying, that looks like a TV show,
Yeah.
whereas Lord of the Rings looks like a movie.
It looks like a movie. That scene of just the eagle getting annihilated, I was laying in my bed with my knee like up, and I was like,
Plus,
I
seeing
like-
Sauron is cool.
yeah.
I just finished the 3rd episode like an hour ago.
Did
Oh,
you?
right. It's fresh in
Oh
his
my
mind.
God.
It makes sense why you said round 1, so now it all makes sense.
Had to finish it. But yeah. So Lord of the Rings so far, what would you rank it, Morgan? Out of 5.
Out of 5, 4.8.
I'll go 4.3, but we're close.
Right. My grade's incomplete because I didn't do my homework. So
yeah, you suck.
It's probably one of the best TV shows I've watched.
I will say the first 20 minutes I watched, like it drew me in, and I got to a point where I was just like tired, and I was like, all right, like I need to pay attention to this show, so I'm just gonna like turn something else on and go to sleep.
You need plenty of time set aside because the first 3 episodes alone are 210 minutes.
That's crazy, which is awesome.
I love it.
It's like watching the director's cut version of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah,
it's like 8.5 hours.
Sounds like a good day to me, to be honest.
I mean, it's great. Plus, like, go off the rails for a second here. There's this whole scene in Return of the King that they took out of the theatrical release of them in the catacombs.
Like 35 minutes.
And in the theatrical release, they just like put his sword up, they clash for a second, and then later you forget all about it, and like they just show up on a boat. You're like, how the fuck did they get that boat? How did they get all this shit? How did they come to an agreement? There's a whole 30 fucking minute scene.
That scene
like,
cut because
I have no clue what they were doing when they cut that shit.
Because the movie was already like 4 hours long. So
Fuck
I had
it.
to cut somewhere.
Yeah, like at that point too, like just fucking run it, dude. Like
I would have
you're
cut one
here.
of like
The people that are here are going to be here. No
Hour of
matter
the
what.
movie where they go
like-
back to the, which is also tied into Rings of Power because it's going back to where the elves come from, which is fucking sick.
yeah. But yeah, they could have cut stuff out of the end of it, or they could have just made it long. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like the people are there to watch.
People would have
Lord of
watched
the Rings.
it.
Yeah, correct.
They would've
You're
watched
there
it.
to watch Lord of the Rings, no matter how fucking long it is.
I mean,
Like, why did you just
They
run it?
sat through it for 3 hours and I think 40 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
what's
That's-
another 40 minutes?
That's my thing with my thing with movies too. Don't delete shit. Like they're like, oh, like hypothetically, the Thor movie had a 3-hour cut. I'm there to watch that, so like I don't care how much time it's going to take.
I understand cutting stuff due to like pacing issues where if like this doesn't really seem to fit. Like a lot of like the Zack Snyder Justice League, they cut a lot of stuff out. And when you watch it, you can tell like, all right, this completely pulls you out of whatever's going on in the movie. This didn't need to be in it. Like there's like basically like a mini episode of The Flash in the Justice League Snyder cut where there's a whole scene where he saves that chick and it's pretty long. But when you watch it, you're like, oh, did I just watch a Flash movie?
Yeah.
So I can understand pacing issues, but like that scene in Lord of the Rings, I no clue why they took it out. Doesn't make any sense other than time. I don't know.
Where do you guys want to go to next? I know you mentioned dragons.
I mean, we can do House of Dragons. So
Ooh, Game of Thrones came back in a big way.
This is year 2's bread and butter here because I'm huge on Game of Thrones.
I think it's the source material that they have, I think, is better than what they had for the original series. And the reason I say that is the source material they have is like an oral history of what happened.
yeah,
There's not necessarily dialogue, and it gives you the plot points, and then you get to be creative and fill in how you get there. You know what I mean? And they're doing a wonderful job with it. The character development's awesome. I think the pacing, like every episode is jumping from like years. It's not like, oh, this is next week. This is like, oh, 2 years after like the last episode. And just like the character development's been great. You can see where the issues are going to have. I know what happens because I didn't read that book, but I'm still excited to see how they get there. So it's kind of like back to the old Game of Thrones where you're excited to see the journey, not necessarily the result. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, that's what Game of Thrones turned into.
Yeah. Oh man, God. I started watching that through after ACL surgery. Oh. First like 6 seasons are so good. And then like I get to season 7 and I'm like, get it off. Get it off.
So with House of Dragons, what do they got to keep switching actors?
They switched episode 5, and I think this Sunday's episode 4 we're getting. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm excited to see. I mean, obviously this like show just started off with like dragons immediately, which is dope compared to the last show.
It's kind of funny how both of these shows, Lord of the Rings and this, are like kind of basically the same. Like they're both based on like the more oral history of the lore than like a actual story.
Which I mean, I think it's better. Like I said, Morgan, what are your thoughts on it?
So I initially watched House of Dragon before the Rings of Power because it came out first.
Mhm.
So I thought the first episode was very good. The names are ridiculous.
Which one? What do you think?
the teenage girl, the daughter,
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra. She's awesome.
Yeah.
The king is
He's
but
not worthy of that throne.
no. His brother is savage. Danon, yeah.
Damon, yeah, he's
He's a beast.
a
And
fucking man.
the scene in the last episode with the dragon, oh my god.
Bro.
That's all I'll say. I'm not going to say much more than that, but
I don't think Nick's gonna watch it. So I don't necessarily know if it's like spoiling.
Listeners, but
I watch recaps and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like I know, like you just said, like so that guy got nicked on the throne, right?
Yeah.
Is there's something to that, right? Like the throne can reject you.
Correct. If
Kind of.
the way Aegon the Conqueror made the throne was like you're supposed to be uncomfortable on it, and if you get cut by it, you're not worthy of the throne. So, yeah, I know a lot of the twists and turns that are gonna happen, like per se, but I'm excited to see how it does happen. So I'm not gonna ruin it for Morgan.
I mean, so
But like, there's certain things you can see in these episodes where you're like, it's kind of.
yeah.
I see something there, you know what I mean? Like if you go back to episode 1 where Damon's putting on the necklace for Rhaenyra, who at that point is like 12 in the show. 12. You're like a little awkward, a little weird.
I mean,
Weird.
incest, so that's pretty normal in the Game of
Something
Thrones.
there.
I mean, that runs rampant in the Game of Thrones world,
It's yeah.
But
and in real old medieval times. So.
now that I've watched Rings of Power, it's not as good as Rings of Power.
But yeah, I mean, you get a budget like Rings of Power. I hope you're doing better. It's like, considering back in the day with the New York Yankees compared to the Kansas City Royals. I hope you're doing better.
To me, though, the budget, visually, the budget, you could see it, but that doesn't. Yes, you can pay better actors and stuff like that, but it doesn't change the writing and stuff like that. Like I haven't seen the first couple episodes of House of Dragons, but I've seen a lot of Game of Thrones, and I imagine it's somewhat similar. I just think like
I think it's better.
The quality of Rings of Power is like really good.
Yeah, like I see. I haven't watched the the Rings of Power, which I will. I will get to that. So like for me, like I think the writing for Game of Thrones is good. Like I think they're doing a good job
when there's source material.
I know George R. Martin has a lot of input with this show, which I think is good because it's his world.
Well, because he finished this book.
Yeah. Well, it's actually he hasn't finished this. There's 2 parts to it. Yeah.
Wow.
This story is finished that they're like telling right now, but like now doing like the whole House of Dragon show and it got renewed for season 2. We're gonna get something else in the oral history that's gonna be like 100 years since this has happened. You know what I mean? So it's like
not finished.
Just get me to the Mad King. That's all I want to see.
That's where you're gonna get there. You know what, man? I really wish they showed Aegon the Conqueror just like take over Westeros. That's what I really wanted. Because like this is like 100-ish years after Aegon. And like Aegon had Valyrian the Dread, which is like the biggest dragon ever, and just fucking annihilated Westeros. It was like, this is mine. Like GG's in the chat, guys.
Pretty hard to argue. Do you have a dragon? No? Okay.
Do you think Smaug beats all these dragons?
No.
No?
No.
He's too fat.
Deer?
Yeah. I think Valyrian the Dread's like fucking like gentleman, like not even gentleman sweep. I think it's 4-0 Valyrian.
All right, scale of 5. Where's this going?
I'll go with Morgan, I'm gonna steal your answer. I'm gonna go with a 4.8. I think it's really good.
It's not bad.
And I'm undecided. Because
we
just got a lot to watch right now.
I mean, I'd go like a 3.7.
3.7, okay. Yeah,
so
I'm a much bigger Game of Thrones fan, so it makes sense.
I like it more than Game of Thrones, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
it's good.
We'll see. Hey, we'll see if they stick the landing. They're not necessarily good at that. So.
Yeah, that's what keeps you from getting that gold.
Yeah. All right. So we did bring it up a little bit earlier. We haven't recapped like Obi-Wan on the show.
No.
So obviously,
Granted, been a bit
since we did a podcast or podcast. Excuse me. But I thought it had like some high highs, and then it was just like you said, Nick, it was a TV show.
I think it is, as like a big Star Wars fan, it is 99% nothing I wanted in an Obi-Wan show.
Mm.
That one scene, and honorable mention the flashbacks to when they were the clone Attack of the Clones era when he's training him and stuff.
Cool.
I thought we should have got more of that, to be honest.
But the whole like when they advertised and marketed that show, it had all like it was all desert themed. Even the logo for the show is like sand swirling and shit like that. It's like, oh, wouldn't you like to see a show where Obi-Wan is on a desert planet looking over Luke and like getting into some mischief on Tatooine and shit like that, as Obi-Wan's been dubbed throughout the lore, like the Guardian.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. We're gonna give you none of that at all.
We're gonna give you Princess Leia.
We're gonna go to a different planet, multiple planets completely, have a totally different story. Have Princess Leia, which originally plot holes were running amok because people were like, she clearly does not know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is in New Hope. She's unfazed by his death.
Yeah.
But then the writers added a little line at the end of it where he's like, we got to pretend we don't know each other because people could die over it. She's like, okay, I'll understand this because I'm 6. So
yeah, I'll never forget this.
I thought the girl who played Princess Leia was great.
I was just to say that was probably my favorite character in the show.
She was really good. Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor,
I mean,
there's not a bad thing you could say about him. He's
no.
fucking flawless every time. This is not a joke. I legitimately shed a tear when it first showed him on screen cutting the meat and like wrapping it up. I don't know. Like a wave of emotion hit me because it's been so long since we've seen him. It was powerful. But
that kind of happened to me this morning really quick. So I saw a TikTok of Andy Christensen talking about it's weird that you said that because like I saw a TikTok of Hayden Christensen talking about his first scene on the Obi-Wan show. And they said that Ewan McGregor was done like hours ago, but he wanted to stay on scene for his like first scene back. And he was like 200 feet away from him because it was when they were on that like planet and he saw him off in the distance.
Yep.
And like, so Hayden's just sitting there and he goes, Obi-Wan, and Ewan McGregor just like puts his hand up. And I was like, oh, that's like sick. That like, and they're like showed him like hugging. And I was like, oh man, look at that.
I think we do get to see like some pretty cool Darth Vader shit in the show. Like he just snaps like a kid's neck in the middle of a town square, which is fucking bananas.
No, bro, when he's dog walking that lady through downtown, I was crazy. Like, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Had the really cool shot of him grabbing the ship out of the sky, which was cool, but I thought it looked fake as shit.
Yeah.
I think it looked really bad.
The idea was sick.
Yeah.
It was the thought that counted. Show his fucking power.
I am not going to jump on the whole fucking thing. Like, I don't care that she's a woman or any of the other outlying factors. The villain they added, the third sister, pointless to the show. Don't care about her. If you're giving us finally a show about Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, I just want to see Darth Vader. Like, I don't give a fuck about this other person. Her motives were completely ridiculous to me.
Couldn't agree more.
Like she saw her kids or her friends get killed and was like, what was her thought process? Like, I'm going to secretly infiltrate the Empire and become a third sister later so I can get close to Darth Vader and kill him eventually? I don't know.
And I mean, we want to talk about dog walking, by the way. I mean, dog walks her, not even using a lightsaber.
I just thought her whole story was ridiculous. I thought the scene where Obi-Wan and Darth Vader were fighting, which is what we were waiting for the whole time, it keeps flashing to her chasing Luke through a canyon. It completely ruined the suspense of the entire scene for me. And we know she's not going to catch him.
Correct.
So why the fuck are we watching that?
Yeah.
And then they forgive her. I just thought she was pointless.
I agree.
Pointless character in that show. They made Aunt Peru an absolute animal.
Yes. Yes. Down with the shit.
She was no scoping people.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. I'm just gonna jump ahead real quick for myself.
Yeah.
I would give that show overall like a 6
out of 10.
Yep. Okay, out of five. Then if we're sticking with the original theme, I'll give it like a 3.2.
I was gonna give it a 2.5.
Yeah. I was right there with like a 3.1, 2.9 ish.
I think 2.5, and the only redeeming quality was that entire like last scene between Anakin and Darth Vader and Obi-Wan.
And quick shout out, John X. Smith.
Yep.
John Smith, the X Asylum.
Yeah.
He brought up to me, and I didn't really notice it when I was watching it, but I, have since noticed it. That scene is so fucking dark. You can't see anything.
Yeah. Hey, Game of Thrones, they were like, hey, Game of Thrones is this really sweet thing. The biggest battle in the show's history. We're going to do it in the pitch black.
Yeah, like people always complain that like there's no new locations in Star Wars. Like, oh, we're always back on a fucking desert or we're in the snow and shit. Like, we're in all the cool places. We finally get a cool place with all these really cool rock formations and shit like that for this cool fight, and it's like in almost complete darkness. I don't know. 3.2 for me.
Fair. The temperature on field at Texas right now, Texas, Alabama, 115 degrees.
Good God.
Speaking of Obi-Wan too, did you see the CVS receipt of fucking Disney shit coming out that they just released for Disney Plus Day?
No, you want to know what I need to look up? Is that Little Mermaid?
Yep, that was one of them.
I need
Little
to look
Mermaid,
at
Mufasa prequel, Inside Out 2, Enchanted 2, the one where Amy Adams becomes like
Yeah,
a real
yeah.
person. They got a new one where the trailer looks like something is making her almost turn evil.
that. Okay.
Looks interesting. I don't know. I thought the first movie was actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid, we all know the controversy surrounding the film. Let's not beat around the bush.
What's the controversy? Can you please remind us?
They cast a black woman as Ariel.
Okay.
Not that big of a deal. I saw the trailer. It looks pretty good.
Does it?
And she's a singer. I don't
Oh,
know
nice.
her name. It's like Halle Bell or something like
Halle
that.
Berry. They got Halle Berry?
Could you imagine?
See.
But she sings part of Your World, like the end of the song in the trailer, and it
Mhm.
sounds really good.
Nice.
And they kind of redid her hair to fit her more, like it's almost like thin red dreadlocks,
Okay.
kind of in the water, which makes more sense, I guess. Her hair would be like matted as shit, but
Little Mermaid.
I don't know.
I'm pulling it up.
I don't
right-
think it looks that bad.
Yeah, no, Haley. Yeah,
Haley Berry, is that it?
Haley Bailey. Haley-
Bailey.
So then the new Disenchanted is that new movie.
Yep, Disenchanted is the.
We got Hocus Pocus too.
I could care less, if I'm being honest.
I'm gonna watch that trailer after we get off.
But yeah, Disney Plus released a shitload of stuff that they're coming out with.
That's right.
Andor, obviously, we spoke about earlier. That's coming out.
Mhm.
So, and Thor: Love and Thunder is on Disney Plus. I haven't seen it yet,
Enjoy.
so I guess good luck. And Pinocchio.
Yep.
Just to warn everybody, watch out for that one. Skip right past it because I've heard nothing but horrible things.
Really?
I've heard it's terrible.
Nice.
Like I saw like on like IMDb and shit, like they give it like a 3. I guess it's like trying too hard to be the original one, but also trying very hard to push like the newer Disney agenda, and I guess it doesn't mesh well at all.
You mean the liberal agenda?
The liberal agenda.
Liberal agenda.
I just guess it doesn't mesh at all.
Well, no shit. When was Pinocchio like originally based?
I
Like,
don't know, dude. Like 1438. Like,
I'm sure that they were talking about the issues that they were talking about now back then.
yeah. And I'm also kind of I kind of got Tom Hanks fatigue. I think
I'm all set.
I'm like kind of sick of him. I love him as Woody. Don't get me wrong, and he's got great movies. Saving Private Ryan is fucking awesome. Captain Phillips great, but I'm just kind of sick of seeing him.
Yeah. Also, is a frequent flyer to Epstein Island. So there's that.
I think that is definitely
his
something
son's-
we've heard
his
about.
son's just a douchebag. So
Yeah, Chet Hanks is
Chet.
Chet is must see TV.
What about Colin Hanks is pretty good.
Um,
He's on Fargo. Or he
Yeah.
was on Fargo.
they're like completely opposite, which I think is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. They're the two different personalities of Tom Hanks. Like that video where he's like, "Get the fuck away from my wife!" Like,
That's the Chet coming out, and I mean,
but lots of shit on Disney
Yeah.
Plus. Did you
Nice.
guys watch She-Hulk?
no,
You haven't seen it?
I have zero interest in watching it.
It's not bad, and I think it's going to be really important. Actually,
We had this conversation, and I've come to where you're at, where I'm just like I'm all set with Marvel.
Marvel's dead.
the
Like-
franchise died with Tony Stark.
It died. I saw a meme earlier that was like, this funeral wasn't just for Tony Stark; it was for the entire MCU. I was like, it's kind of not wrong. There hasn't been, I think, since Endgame. Granted, No Way Home was fun to watch in theaters,
Correct.
but since Endgame, I don't think I'd give out of a 10-star rating. I'd give nothing Marvel has released over a 7.
Yeah, I mean, what's their hope now too? Like the new Guardians is going to be good, and Black Panther, and like
You know what? I'm sure Guardians is going to be good because
Yeah.
they're both good.
The
And I'm
only
sure
thing is
Black
that-
Panther will be watchable.
the only thing is I think James Gunn is. I was talking about Jack with this because we're like worried that it's not going to be good. I think James Gunn has like a way bigger ego now than he previously did.
Well, especially after Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so it's like
Although I have seen,
I don't know how that's going to translate of him like trying too hard to make it funny. You know?
I've seen some leaked stuff from it, and it looks like he might be taking like a real serious route.
I hope that's the case. Like 'cause we have like, has there been anything like serious at all in Marvel since? You know what I mean?
No, not really.
Crosby agrees. He is absolutely losing his mind in the background over there.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
All right, no worries. So yeah, I'm kind of just all set with Marvel at this point. Like I'm gonna watch like what I want to watch with it going forward.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. There's one thing I do want to talk about. I know we're bouncing around right now, but like, what do we think about like Jon Favreau's Star Wars world? Like, do we think he's actually doing a good job?
I think he did a good job with the first season of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, I think it was great, but like,
And I think
now it's
he's like cruising heavy off of that wave.
yeah, like still,
I
like
didn't
Boba Fett wasn't good.
I didn't care too much for the second season of The Mandalorian. A lot of people have always said it, and I do think there's some truth to it, is when a Star Wars project starts to go awry or they don't know where to go, they gravitate back towards the Skywalkers.
Yes.
And that's what The Mandalorian did.
Yep.
I think the first season was a great like sci-fi Western feel. It was those classic like spaghetti Western, like run of the mill, like we're in a new town, let's fix the problem. Go.
Yeah.
It was like, it felt like a cool show.
I mean, can we just talk about Little Grogu? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But then the second season, it goes to Luke Skywalker because I don't think they knew where to take it.
Mhm.
And then in Boba Fett, which I think Boba Fett started off really good.
Yes.
Like
It
I
did.
liked the
Like-
flashback of the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
It was really
Like-
cool.
It was interesting. Like it was captivating, and then it was like we got these people that have like replaced their eyes and arms and
Yeah.
run around on motor razor scooters.
I wouldn't have cared so much about that like little cyberpunky gang if it was in like Coruscant.
Yes,
It didn't fit in Tatooine
No,
at all.
I
But
agree.
then everything that the first like 3 episodes of Boba Fett sets up, even like him training a Rancor,
Mhm.
you don't see any of it. And then
Yeah.
it just jumps to Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, like
And they go back with Luke, and we all see Ahsoka again.
yeah,
And then, spoiler, Grogu leaves. So there was no point for Luke to ever even being in it.
correct.
It was just a fan service to get him to have a cool escape and see Luke again, see Ahsoka again, and it really served no purpose at all.
I think it was more of a let's like show. I think it was less about showing Luke and like that fan service to like being like, all right, we can connect Luke and like make some people happy, but like let's like really push this Ahsoka show that's gonna come out too.
Yeah, and they're really trying to sell Ahsoka, and they're really trying to,
Andor.
Grogu to me is like the baby Groot
Yeah,
of Star Wars now. It's like they're trying to like you've sold your toys.
yeah.
Let's get this. I understand like he's ages slower,
Mhm.
but we gotta do something. Like
Let's get the show on the road now.
I can't keep watching him just like fucking shuffle around and like put animals to sleep. Like I'm all
I
set.
agree.
Boba Fett was not strong.
I
But
agree.
yeah, I don't know what. I think Jon Favreau did a really good job with the first season, and I think they are like they don't know where to go.
I agree. Okay.
There hasn't been a Disney hasn't put out a quality Star Wars product other than the Mandalorian season 1 and like Rogue One.
Like nothing. Rogue One was sick. Just for that scene, like the whole movie was really good, and then that last scene with Darth Vader was just like the cherry on top.
Yeah, that's the thanks for sticking around moment.
Yeah, that's this movie. That movie was really, really good. Like,
I love Rogue One. It gets a lot of flack from certain people. I don't know why, but I think it's a great movie. I think
They're
everybody's good in it.
because they're clowns.
And Andor, we get to see more of Forrest Whitaker's character, which is cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Any movies we want to discuss or future stuff, or video games? There's one video game topic that I do need to talk about.
NBA 2K.
I need to talk about how Dr. Disrespect was an NBA 2K, the two-time.
And
That's
just a quick side note. I think I read that there's like an official letter out that Rockstar is like officially done with
Yep.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Moving on to 6.
So thank God.
I mean, that was only what, like
That's
12
a 10.
years?
That's like a
Three?
10+ year game.
Yeah, let's I got Google.
It's been on 3 consoles
yeah,
generations.
2012, I think.
It was on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5.
I beat that game in 2013.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, hey, good for them for making a 10+ year game successful.
Seriously. I mean, that's
It's still one of the highest.
that's nothing to slouch out
like
there.
all the
Oh.
servers, like people are on the servers. Like I've seen like TikToks of people like pretending like they're fucking cops pulling people over and shit. Like it's hilarious. Like
It's got to be, I don't know, Minecraft and shit like that, but it's got to be like top 3 best-selling game of all time.
all right. This I want
To
to.
last that long, because I mean, Warzone's lasted like a year.
I think I read that Grand Theft Auto 5 sales have been more than every blockbuster movie.
All right, I want this for reference for you guys. Right now, Warzone on Twitch has 37,000 viewers. 2K, the brand new 2K has 31,000 viewers. Grand Theft Auto 5 has 177,000 viewers.
Jesus Christ.
Because you can do so much with it.
It's that they opened up the
Like,
world
Mod
so much.
shit.
Crazy. Fall Guys, 6.6K.
Have you played Fall Guys?
No.
Yes.
I played it. It's a fun, brainless game.
It very much is mind numbing after dealing.
It's cool when you win.
It is cool when you win.
It's not as good as Warzone, but
I mean, Warzone's fucking
Right
dumb.
now, it might be better actually.
it might be.
I literally was playing Warzone. I played for 2 hours last night, and I got to a point with this game, and I literally like on stream last night was like, I feel like I'm bashing my head against the wall right now, just repeatedly. Doge.
I think since the for those people listening who've played it, since the Verdansk event, Warzone has been shit.
Yeah.
They should have just added all the stuff they added to the new Warzone, like redeploy balloons and shit like that, into Verdansk.
Yeah.
Would have been way better.
Yeah.
There's not enough.
The only thing they've done well is reduce the hackers.
There's
Right.
not enough different terrain in Caldera for me to make it seem like it's this big world-spanning map.
It's the same fucking thing everywhere you go. It's
It's
either
just
tent,
fucking
trees,
plants everywhere that you can't hide behind.
elevated fucking cliffs. It's fucking dog water, dude.
It's literally just a fucking hill, and they put shit in the way.
correct.
That's
It's
all
so
it is.
bad. It's so bad.
It's
Anyways,
terrible.
we didn't talk about it enough. The 2-time is in NBA 2K.
Finally. I mean,
I like
I can't believe it's taken a game this long to put him in one.
honestly, like for real, like he got face scanned into the like it is legitimately like Doc, and like watching his reaction to like seeing that, because anybody that knows about Dr. Disrespect off streaming, he's like played basketball in college, 6'8", 37.5 vertical leap. Or, we don't need to get into the details here. But, like it was sick to see him in the fucking game. Like he's a character that like in the story you're going to come across. Like
So he's in the city.
he's in the city. Yeah, you're gonna meet the 2-time.
That's fucking awesome.
Which is like, dude, like, come on, man.
I'm trying to figure out what one that is.
He literally said, just continue to play the story, and
That's what I'm doing.
and you'll see the
basically
2-time.
are in the
And you can
story.
unlock his stuff,
Yeah,
his
you
outfit.
part of the season rewards is you can get the black steel mullet, you can get the Google prototypes, and you can get the vest.
Now, is this stuff that's going to go away?
Yeah,
It's limited?
it's limited.
That's stupid. Why? Just keep it in.
I mean,
I hate that shit.
play the game. Get 2K. I'm having fun with 2K. Like it's like I've like honestly, Morgan looks like he's fucking playing right now.
I'm making a build.
Honestly, the one thing I can say about 2K, like it's like there's no cheese builds.
No.
It's like it's hard to make a build like that you like. The game is like actually fun. You get to pick what team you get drafted to. Like
Can you always do that?
no.
Really? Couldn't you just bypass the thing and be like, I want to go here.
You could, but then you would lose like XP and shit like that. But like now, like you know what I mean? Like you get to pick what team you go to. It's only one summer league game, and then you're already playing NBA games. There's not this whole like fucking pre-story before you even get to the NBA, which is they literally like did a great job of being like, all right, we've heard your fucking complaints.
Stop giving me stories. Like
here's the game that you want. Like, and I meant to say this to you the other day, Morgan, when we were talking about it. Third year on next gen, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense why they got it right now. Like to me, I was like, all right, it's your third year. Now you guys know what to do. You know what I mean? Like going into it, they're like, all right, here's the issues from the first 2 years. Let's clean those up. And then let's like make a good game.
maybe I'll get it.
And Morgan said the Jordan challenge is pretty cool. Like,
What's the Jordan challenge? Is it similar to like 2K12?
yeah, yes.
But like the intro video for it is fucking sick. Like it's like literally the scene of the Jazz where it's just
Fire.
And it's not like an HD camera, like the way they filmed it.
That's
it's
sick.
like the nostalgia, like it's a little pixelated. But I mean the faces and everything still look good. And like the people look good, but like everything around it, like the camera quality is just not good.
Bro, him holding that jumper too in real life. Just
It
like
is,
knowing he's stuck it.
Is it literally plays through the whole thing? You strip the ball, you run up the floor, and then it makes you take the little jump shot. That's it. And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Jordan's the fucking man.
Can you miss?
I'm sure you probably could if you don't do it the correct way.
Live in an alternate universe where Michael Jordan missed that shot.
Yeah. It's funny that we're talking about like Jordan right now, and we're going to relate this to sports because, you know, this is at home a sports podcast. I was at breakfast with my mom this morning. We were just talking about like basketball in general because I was like, oh, last year we went to see LeBron play. So by the way, Nick, he plays this year, January 28th. I know me, my mom, and Greg are going to go. So if you want to go, we'll
At the Garden.
At the Garden, yeah. It's a Saturday night, 8:30 game. Boom.
Easy.
So, but we were talking about like just like, you know, Larry Bird, because my mom's a huge Larry Bird fan. And she would like brought up a good point. She's like, honestly, she's like, if you really think about it, like Michael kind of like landed in the perfect spot. Like he didn't go against Magic and Bird in like their absolute prime. And then like really like who like challenged him throughout it, like, and I was like, the biggest person that challenged him was probably Hakeem, but then he retired when Hakeem was like reaching the peak of his powers. So, I mean, obviously,
stuck in there with, you know,
yeah,
Isaiah, Matt, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley.
Yeah, but like,
Malone.
I mean, we don't bring up that gentleman's name on this podcast.
You can't deny that he was there.
There's a lot of things that man can't deny. But just like, you know, good timing and stuff. So it was a fun conversation to have with her.
Well, he found the league at the correct time.
Yeah, just like having a conversation with somebody that like saw like Magic and Bird play live about like basketball it's always interesting.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about any movies or future video game or anything really quick before we?
Have you seen any new movies lately?
The most recent one was Thor: Love and Thunder. Top Gun was the best movie of the summer.
That's what everybody's saying. I haven't seen it yet. That
was literally probably first watch through for a movie. I think it's in my top 5.
Jesus.
Like,
all time.
All time. It's a phenomenal movie.
That's crazy.
Like all time, like for like if I'm like, obviously, you know, we had this conversation where rewatchability is a big portion of it and like stuff like that. But like, yeah, Top Gun, like first time watching it through, I was like, this is a top 5 movie. Like, yeah, this is incredible.
I'll have to watch it.
Definitely have to watch it. I'd go right down to theater, get a big bucket of popcorn.
I don't even think it's in theaters anymore.
No, it's not. That's why I said rent them out.
I just rent it on Amazon.
Get a large soda, sit down, and have yourself a night.
Oh yeah. I haven't been to the movie theater in a long time. Since Spider-Man.
I've been early summer, I went quite a bit. Like May. I went like I saw Top Gun, I saw Thor, I saw Doctor Strange, what show? God.
Terrible.
So bad.
Yeah, I haven't been to the movie theater in quite a while.
Yeah.
Hasn't been really anything that I've been like, I gotta see that in theaters.
Yeah. Like I'll go see Black Panther for sure.
Yeah, I'll see Black Panther.
I'm gonna make that lady upset because I was told that white people aren't allowed to go see it, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's
Stupid.
So
But
I haven't seen Prey, so.
Prey was great.
yeah, I need to watch that as well.
Oh, the Mandalorian season 3 teaser just came out.
It's great.
You mean the end of the Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So future.
That's all I really have. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I just got a couple more topics, and it's more video game related. So future video games. I mean, we got Warzone 2 coming out, Modern Warfare 2.
Yep.
Expectations are through the roof because
It's Modern Warfare 2.
they should be. And
This is their saving the franchise moment.
this is like, if you don't bring it, it's over. Like,
This is it.
It's the last stand.
people,
It should be called Modern Warfare 2: The Last Stand. Yeah.
because people like, even like streamers are like, there's one, I watch Iceman Isaac, like I see like a lot of his shit on Twitter. The shit that happens to him when he plays, it's like he got like thrown into a tent, and he was like under the wall of the tent and couldn't see like the guy who was like trying to kill him.
Yeah. It's just been on such a decline for so long.
It's
now.
so
I
bad.
mean, you gotta hope that it's Caldera's just in such shambles because every one of their devs is working on MW2.
It has, like, that's where your like brain has to be.
That's the hope you gotta have right now.
Like, you gotta hope you got you got how many studios working on Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2, you know what I mean? Like, how many people working on it? It's like, you guys can't fuck this up, because if you fuck up something as nostalgic as Modern Warfare 2, which is like, if we're going video games all the time, it's probably my top 5. Like,
As far as online goes,
yeah, like online like game, not single story. If
even the campaign was, the campaign was pretty.
the campaigns for the Modern Warfares, the OGs, incredible.
I thought Modern Warfare 1 and 2 had a great story, and I thought 3 was terrible.
I didn't mind 3.
But the ending of 2 is an all-time ending.
Yes,
When the general turns on you,
yeah.
throw the knife at his fucking head.
I like how you get Sakayev though in the third one.
Yeah.
Feels good.
I think more than the third one, I disliked the third one because the gameplay was so easy.
Yeah. I mean,
It felt like just a shooting gallery, like you just moved with everything else.
listen, man, I was top 250 in the world for a little bit. You know, no big deal.
Plus, I mean, Modern Warfare 2's got the no Russian mission, so
All-time mission. All-time mission. But
there's
like,
so many great mods. I've seen a Stormtrooper one.
yeah.
They didn't hit a thing.
But I'm excited for it. I hope it's good. But yeah, I'm happy to be playing 2K right now. I'm gonna stream that tonight with something a little different.
Any other big? I mean, Spider-Man 2 is coming out.
There's one game that is coming out that is has my full attention. That is God of War.
God of War. I mean,
There's another one that I don't hear a lot of people talk about that I'm interested in. Nick would probably like it.
Harry Potter.
No, Skull and Bones.
oh, I mean, I've been waiting for this game for like 7 years.
That game looks fucking incredible.
It's been pushed back, paused, canceled, pushed back again, pushed forward, canceled, like so many times I can't even keep track of it. I'm fucking ready. And
I
I
saw
heard-
the trailer for it. I'm like, oh my god.
And I heard that it's from the same team essentially that did
Assassin's
Black
Creed.
Flag for Assassin's Creed. And I heard that they're keeping the sea shanties, which is fucking great.
I'm in.
I mean,
I just went to the website. Like I think
Oh, watch the trailer, Glenn.
I beat the fuck out of Black Flag. I beat all the legendary ships. I 100%ed the map.
Like, it was one of the best video game trailers I've ever seen.
And Skull and Bones, it's like when you play Black Flag, you're like, man, I wish I could do this without the Assassin's Creed shit.
And
That's what the game's
this
gonna be.
game is.
I fucking can't wait.
yeah, this looks
Because we got Sea of Thieves a while ago for Xbox only,
yeah.
and that was like the one pirate thing that was out. Now they got this. I'm ready for it.
This looks like it.
That beard
I've
is
been ready.
pirate, so
I've been ready for this game. Can't wait.
yeah. So last topic, Nick, you're going down to Disney.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
You know, I was actually just talking to somebody about this the other day. I never get excited for when I go there until I'm set foot in like the park.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. So much stuff can go wrong where it can like delay your day and shit like that at the airport, hotel shit. I'm never excited until I get there. And then I get excited.
10 toes deep in the park, and you're like, boom, I'm here.
Yep. Easy. Yeah. But Having said that, I am excited.
Have a drink for me and drink around the world.
I'm definitely gonna be doing that.
Perfect.
This will be my 4th time doing it.
Yeah.
So it gets expensive. It's like $120 if you do it right.
Yeah. I know.
And it's the 50th anniversary down there. We're gonna go on the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
That'll be awesome.
Yep.
All that good stuff.
Tron almost done.
Oh man. When Tron's officially open, I will definitely go down with you.
We have to.
Like, just even if it's like a long weekend, like, boom.
Yep.
Like, just go down and I gotta get on the grid, man.
Have to.
But Morgan's going back to days soon, so our recording time actually works out great. So we're gonna be recording. Like, by the way, can we like future reference, Morgan? Are you like settled at home by like 7 p.m.? Like, what time? It's the earliest you can get on.
I mean, it depends on when I leave. Because right now there's days I leave at like 5 a.m. and then there's days where I leave at like 5:45.
Okay, gotcha.
So probably 7:30 is a safer bet.
7:30. Okay, cool. I'm just asking because like I got the new part-time gig, so I'll be like trying to get to bed as early as possible because that 5 o'clock wake up Monday is gonna come early.
Yeah.
And physical therapy for my knee. It's great.
Hooray.
Hooray. But yeah, so big moves coming up for us. We'll be doing weekly wrap-ups here for the NFL. Check out our gambling episode for our picks. I'm excited to go 0-4 this week. Nick, we got you here. You want to make any picks? They're a little delayed and they'll be coming out on Monday, but you can make the picks now. Today is Saturday, September 10th at 3:01 p.m.
I'm not making any picks this week.
You're not? You're taking 0-4 that we gave you?
Yep.
Morgan and I were like, do we like give like an 0-0 record or we like go 0-4? And Morgan's like 0-4.
I'll go 0-4. I'll make a comeback next week.
All right. Perfect. You guys got anything else to add for our Popcast episode? Morgan's like, hurry the fuck up so I can get back to 2K.
I do not have anything.
All right. I don't either. All right, boys.
That's it.
Everybody have a great rest of your week. We will be back Thursday for another gambling episode where we can talk. And Stash Cuddy will be making his officially first picks for our gambling episodes.
I will be away, but
oh shit, that's right. You will be. Morgan and I will be making picks.
I'll text in my picks.
Text in your picks. We do the Caesar Sportsbook on VegasInsider.com. So there's your information, Nick.
Or I could potentially zoom in from my phone.
I was gonna say you can zoom in from your phone.
It's a quick.
I think Morgan and I literally like
Morgan was outside. So.
Yeah. Morgan's outside, cigar smoking, grilling up some food. I mean, are the Bills gonna win the Super Bowl really quick? Last thing.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey overrated. That's my last statement. That's on the podcast. Jalen Ramsey stinks.